song. It's like a related song. So something about me is I'm a really big fan of like biblical archaeology. I don't know if you know about apologetics, but it's a branch in Christianity where you defend the faith using like science and archaeology. We don't need any proof of God's existence, but the Word of God says when somebody questions us and asks us the reason for our faith, we need to be able to give answers, and one way I do this is through archaeology. So in Israel, there's a lot of tombs, and you guys might know about like different kinds of tomb. Like for example, Egyptian people, they bury like kings and like rich people in tombs, right? So similarly in Israel, especially in Jerusalem, there's a lot of tombs where a lot of rich people were buried, and because they're rich, oftentimes there's treasures with them. But one issue that happens is, if you go to the next picture, please. One issue that happens is oftentimes before archaeologists can get to the treasures, tomb raiders or grave robbers, they come and they steal the treasure. So it's very difficult to find anything that's of value. So what ends up happening is these grave robbers sell these items and it loses its value. Nobody knows about them. But there's a particular archaeological discovery that was discovered by accident, and God has his ways of doing things. We think that people might stop God's work. We might think that nature or the world might stop it, but God is still in control, and he has his ways of like showing things and revealing things. So this is an archaeological discovery that dates back to a time even before the Dead Sea Scrolls. If you know about the Dead Sea Scrolls, when that was discovered, it was huge because it kind of proclaimed the accuracy and the historic kind of nature of the Bible, that the Bible is as old as people say it is. So this discovery was discovered in a tomb. So when archaeologists first went into the tomb, what happened was they looked into the tomb, and it looked like, if you go back to that second picture, please, it looked like there was nothing in the tomb. So the archaeologists thought, oh, okay, grave robbers came and they took the treasures. But what actually happened is, at some point in history, an earthquake happened, and it created like a false floor. So when archaeologists came, they were like, oh, there's nothing there. So this particular archaeologist and his team, they were digging up this particular place, and they thought there was nothing there. And then what they usually do is they have like little children help out and volunteer. So one of these little children, this boy's name is Nathan. And so one day he was playing in the caves, and he was trying to help the archaeologists, and he accidentally cracked a hole in the ground. And the archaeologists thought that he destroyed the site, but what he actually did was discovered that the floor was actually a false floor, and there was lots and lots of pottery underneath. And the pottery was how people in the olden times, they used to hide the treasures inside the pots. So if you go to the next slide. So what they discovered was, at the very back of the cave, they discovered two scrolls, two silver scrolls, and when they analyzed the scrolls, what they found was a lot of ancient Hebrew characters. And then when they looked into it more, they realized it came straight from the Hebrew Bible, and this particular scroll dates to the First Temple time period. That this was like the time of David and Solomon, so it was a very old piece of historic evidence that was found. And what was written on it was this thing called the priestly blessing. If you go to the next slide. So the priestly blessing is, I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with it. If you know the song The Blessing by Carrie Job and Cody Carnes, it's based on this. And so it's called the Aaronic blessing because God commanded Aaron and his sons to declare this over the people of Israel, and it was like a way to bless them. So that's the relevance of this, and it had the name of God in this as well, because it has the name Yahweh in this. And what's special about this is God said, like years before, God said that my name will remain in Jerusalem. And even though there were so many odds, God came through and he preserved his name in Jerusalem, just like he said. So today we're going to sing a song called the Aaronic blessing. I'm a little sick, so if I make any mistakes, please forgive me. And also, there's a bit of Hebrew in this, and I don't speak Hebrew, so if I mess up and anyone knows Hebrew here, please don't be offended. So we're going to sing that. It's called the Aaronic blessing. May the Lord His face shine upon you. May the Lord lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace, and give you peace. Yivarechecha Adonai v'shimerecha, yapanevecha elecha v'chunecha. Yiseh Adonai elecha v'yeshem hela shalom, v'yeshem lecha shalom.